an echo, you know, because synths totally change. There's a guy I work with in Paris, and he has a Holy Grail and some other synths, and he switched the Holy Grail off. They didn't sound that great, and he's saying it's all about the, you know, sometimes the effects can totally change. Right, we all know that, but synths can sound entirely different with wicked effects on.
So, tell me, Adrian, why do you work with synthesizers?
I've always liked them ever since I was a kid, and you know, bands like Roxy Music and all about Stevie Wonder, Sweet, all those kind of sounds you couldn't get out of guitar. And in those days, I didn't really have. I hardly had a decent guitar, let alone pedals that could make. I had a wah-wah pedal. I wonder if that's a connection, because I always liked wah-wah, and I had one very early, and it is a filter, really, isn't it? So, but synths always kind of, for me at those days, put you into an other world that you couldn't get out of guitar. At least I couldn't. I think generally what I'm looking for is very simple. I love the sound of good sounding synths. You know, so it's usually kind of some old school sort of sounds. They're a window into a sort of massive world of sound. Many other things are as well, I've discovered later, but my initial interest was the power of synthesizers, like with Stevie Wonder type, you know, the power of bass lines on mini moogs, and you know, the sonic possibility that's beyond harmonic possibility was what interested me. And then it became a complete obsession to have loads, you know.
Get them all.
Get them all, always, yeah.
Yeah.
My rule is, if I don't use it, or if it's not useful to me, it's got to go. And I stick to that, really, because you could end up with so much equipment, you know, which I have. And it's tiny, it's like a laptop or something, isn't it? You know.
It's not big.
It's pretty complex actually as well. Even simple sounds you can do quite complex stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, done it. Because your sense of two oscillators slightly out with each other, which I really like.
Yeah.
You know.
Even though it's just one.
Even though it's only one.
Yeah.
But the other thing about it's cool is you're going on journeys, you know, which I think is what you can do with things that when the knobs are all exactly where they should be, you can see what's going on, and it's just nice to play around with. Some things just aren't. You know, I find some synths more like it's just work. You have to get the sound out of it that you want to get out of it, you know, and that's it. Whereas I could sit probably here for hours, you know, like with any of the other old stuff I've got, you know, and learn about it and learn its things that are good about it, and you know what it's good at. Because that's the other thing about synths; they're not all good at everything.
Yeah,
you know, you have to find the one that you this is going to work for that. And I mean, the 2600, I don't use it all the time.
Yeah,
you know, they've all got their own little things that I like about them. You know? And but then we were just talking about that woman, and I like the fact that she has one synth. It's like her violin that she's had all her life.
Yeah,
and she really knows it.
She knows how to play it.
Yeah, and she knows every nuance and every broken bit of it. Probably. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's very cool. mean, I would use one live for a few top sounds because I know that I could get to them pretty cool and it sounds really good.
Yeah.
There's other things I have to use now slightly for memory. I used to program a mini moog in between every track. It was hellish, you know.
What, literally reset the entire synth?
Yeah, and sometimes
as everyone stood looking at you.
Oh no, while I was playing.
Oh.
yeah, like in the tree, like, you know, or if I had a moment. No, I never did that, but. The notes for On the Run, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know them?
I don't know them, no.
And there's the thing that Dave Gilmour did when he was talking about that track, and he played the notes one by one.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a documentary thing.
Yeah.
It's like pops his glasses on. It's just like, there it is. It's like, amazing.
It is, yeah. Noise is cool on here as well. Yeah, I like these sounds. And use a keyboard to
these sound good.
Track.
Yeah, you put loads of delay on them and they're just like little.
Just
sort
about to do that.
Yeah, little sort of. That's a very old school sound. I was going to say, suddenly we're watching TV in the 60s again. Good.
The sounds that I absolutely love, though. You know, putting together tracks with just stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. It is, isn't it? Do a whole album like that, really, can you? So that, yeah, I love that, and I like the fact. What have you got going on there? I like the LFO was slow as well.
Yeah.
So you can I've been using it a lot on with Modulated Echo.
Yeah.
Which gives you that same sort of. And this sounds analog.
It is.
Exactly.
It is.
It's exactly what it is. But you know, you hear things. I've got a few other synths which I won't mention.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be analog. They don't sound it. You can
I know
tell
what you mean.
straight away that they're digital. Like that sound that you just made then had all sorts of fluff around the edge of it, which was absolutely what you need.
Yeah.
Really.
Some character.
Yeah. I
think it's the way I felt about it after playing with it for a while is that it kind of sounds like, I think, people who've never played with analog synths imagine they all sound, basically, which is not always the case. It sounds old.
Yeah.
As in, it sounds like something that's just been rotting in a room for 20 years, you know. It's got that kind of crust.
It has, and I've yet to know its character yet because I've only had it like a day to hear it. But it definitely, that filters makes it have a character. It definitely sounds. It's definitely got an old sound to it, which is always good. But it has that level. You know, you can also make it. Almost glitch out, you know, which is very not old sounding. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, that's brilliant. And then the other cool thing is it's got this I thought was brilliant, the arpeggio, because I like to do these They're not things that, I mean, I love arpeggiators for doing the things that I've never found a place for an arpeggiator to go to do that thing that, or what, you know. You just got to hold on it, yeah. You know, you can do that for days, kind of messing around.
Then your hands free.
Yeah. And all that stuff. But what I tend to like is really all that. And then you can go. You could play with you could actually really play with a band with this and get it in sync, which would be amazing. There's nothing else that you can do that I know of.
The tap tempo on arpeggio is quite hard to have on it, especially on an analog synth.
And does it re-triggers every time you hit it, which is brilliant. We're just doing an opera recently, and I was using SH-101, which does re-trigger, but some of these things would have been amazing live to have, because I was playing with an orchestra and everything had to be really in, and it's so hard with the synth to, when you bring those things to the, you're trying to keep the tempo. You bring electronics to all this stuff, and you have the added stress of you being the weirdo with all the electronic stuff around you.
And there's all these musicians kind of staring at you with sort of daggers in their eyes. Can you just play in time?
I know. And if only you knew how difficult that is. I could pick my guitar up and play, but this is...
exactly. You have to wrangle the electronics.
So just simple things like that. I really like this about this. And also it swings. Well, I don't know when I'd ever use that, but you can abuse these, can't you, as well? Right. Even more kind of weird. Oh, and I like is it like it's not quite going. Oh, here you go. Super Mario kind of stuff. And this is cool. I always love those sounds. It's really old school. You can go on massive journeys with it as well, which is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I really liked about it has no memory. So because there are a lot of synths around with memory, is that you don't know what's going on with the knobs. You touch something, it just goes.
Yeah, so that it jumps value to something else.
Which doesn't work for me at all. I've tried it, and it's nice to see exactly what's going on. You know.
Did you see you get patch sheets in the box?
I saw that. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's really old school as
So
well,
you
isn't
can,
it?
literally lay them out and.
Well, that's probably really useful actually, because there's that fear of having a sound. And what I do now is take a photo.
Yeah.
I've already done it with my iPad, and we do it with mixes now and just take a photo of old stuff.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of that you can put that thing on. I mean, it's actually probably easier than trying to look at a photo. Where's this getting its envelope from? There.
Yeah. Nice. There are no oscillators there.
No.
None at all.
Mad, isn't it?
It is.
You don't get pitch though.
No, you kind of. It's its own thing.
Yeah, I like it. Is any of this MIDI transmittable?
No, that's one catch. Unfortunately, none of the knobs send or receive MIDI, but at least you get the MIDI to CV stuff. So I think their philosophy is you should be getting your hands on this thing and messing around with it.
There's enough that do that, modern stuff.
Yeah.
And old stuff doesn't do that. There's a terrible thing, a panic about sort of. I was talking about modulars and just about creativity, that we must save everything, and I guess to some extent there's that, but then you have an information overload, and it's probably better to just work with it and know it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if mixing a track and you don't blah blah, you want to be able to recall it, don't you? But
yeah, I think when you're playing around, sometimes there's a lot to be said for just making a decision.
Yeah, and if you have that decision taken away from you, then that's one less thing to think about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good. I don't mind at all about that. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me at all. That's good to know it, isn't it?
Yeah. That's play the bass line from Doctor Who there, I think.
Was it?
Well, it sounded like it.
I can't get down there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, octave.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But that was fantastic though, wasn't it? I would definitely, would have been amazing to have a year ago exactly, virtually, when I was doing this opera thing.
Yeah.
I was using a mini Moog. It was an orchestra. It was something that Will had written, and it was a giant extended orchestra and choir.
Was this the Joan of Arc thing?
No, that's something else.
Yeah,
I definitely would be using this for that, because some of the sounds are very, 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 very old school, and it would be easy to get. You know, you wouldn't be arsing around going.
Yeah.
You know, you could do it easily, and really the thing also. This sounds like it would, because some digital synths just don't sound very nice. Whereas this, and when you've got very few, there's two synths playing a duet. It's nice to have. Well, it's essential to have synths that sound nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this would definitely go in that world. Joan of Arc, yeah, that's. We've got 3 synths in that. Which is really good. Yeah, it's very much like.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to coax old stuff out of it most of the time, really.
Yeah.
And I like all the for me the metalizer and stuff like that is more about really brutal glitch.
Yeah, that's new sounding. I think it's very much like I'm trying to think. Were there wavefolders on the old modulars? They wouldn't have been on the Moog. Certainly.
I've never seen them.
Yeah,
but there could have been. I've never been near Surge or Buchler. They probably were.
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah. And that's basically what that is it? A metalizer is a wavefolder.
It's a wavefolder, yeah, but with modulation control, so that you can have a little or a lot of wavefolding going on.
And does that work on the sine wave?
It's just on the triangle. So
triangle, sorry.
The triangle, yeah, just has.
It's nice. That's what you were saying, isn't it?
It's very FM-like.
Yeah.
It's It isn't technically FM, but it has that kind of sound. It's got that kind of bright, buzzy sort of quality, and with very bassy sounds, it just has a really nice kind of like bite or bark to it.
Yeah.
Or growl. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. We haven't even talked about all that.
Yeah, so there's
tons of stuff there.
Yeah, so on the back you've got pitch gate and pitch and gate out, and then there's CV in. Maybe we can.
Well, pitch would be CV in and out, isn't it? Where's it? I haven't got my.
So basically, it's pitch out and which is key follow and pitch bend, so that's out.
Oh, key follow, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can basically, so you can send that to another synth and drive the pitch of the oscillators. So it.
So like CV out, pitch and gate out, yeah.
And the other thing is, because you've got MIDI and USB, it can be a MIDI to CV converter, basically. So it's a MIDI and USB to CV converter built into it, basically. So that's part of the. That's
brilliant.
Yeah. It's quite nice. Like, got a load of stuff and you want it to all behave, it can do it.
Yeah.
Plus, that's very useful if you do the, because you've got your audio input.
Yeah.
You can run another oscillator into that one, and then you use the pitch out to control that oscillator. So it's like you've expanded it, basically.
Yeah, you've got another oscillator.
Yeah.
Exactly what we were talking about. You could set the SH or any decent oscillator.
Yeah. Be it modular or on an old synth, you just open up the filter on like the sort of the 101, and you could add an oscillator.
And there's pitch as well, which is really cool.
Pitch into the oscillator, and then just other stuff like headphones, and then the audio input. What's called the gate source as well. It can basically be set to audio, so that when something comes into the input, it triggers the envelope.
You talk into it, and
and it will open up.
Yeah.
Hold is just hold, so it leaves the thing on, and keyboard is just so the keyboard itself triggers the.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's really good. And then USB.
Yeah, so USB, and that lets you address the little keyboard's brain, like we were saying. But as well, obviously, you can use it to send. It can send MIDI, and it can do so polyphonically.
This would be polyphonic now.
Yeah, so the key bed is polyphonic. The voice is monophonic, obviously, but the keyboard itself can send.
So you could use this as a MIDI. Keyboard for your MIDI keyboard, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And also, CV to USB to CV converter as well. So for free.
So a sequencer on a laptop, play it into here, and that would be your CV converter for another synth somewhere. Yeah. That's very good.
Yeah.
So that could be set up in a live situation. You could have that synth set up for that without arsing around.
Yeah.
With this or anything.
I think so, yeah. I think the only thing is I'm assuming that its voice will play along with it.
Well, you just turn it down, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Or just don't plug it in, I guess. It's just whatever you want to do. You can turn on all the oscillators, and you could just use the filter on this or the brute factor. And with the brute factor, you can run drums through that and stuff. It sounds really good.
I imagine that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it is good.
So the audio in goes through...
It goes through the filter, basically. It just gets inserted at the same stage as the oscillators.
Right, okay. And then this is after the filter, isn't it?
So the brute factor is a bit weird, because, it's actually before the filter.
Oh, it's before
So you can
filter.
actually... But there's probably... Maybe there's some kind of voodoo here, and maybe it's more interconnected than I realised, because they seem to sort of relate to each other. And what's cool is if you turn down all the oscillators,
it
still makes a sound. It's like, when you do the sort of mixer feedback trick, feed a mixer channel back into itself, it'll still make sound. And similar to when you then mess with the EQ, if you mess with the filter, you do sort of get it's these kind of sweet spots that start to do strange things.
Yeah, this is very good for doing strange things. Yeah. Yeah.
Bonkers.
That's really cool, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the chorus. That's excellent. I like that. I didn't know it did that. Yeah, it's a great envelope, isn't it? That's the other thing. It's a pretty tight envelope. This
when they're fast, they're sort of almost 2 milliseconds or less. I think.
Is that what it is?
It's fast, and they're analog too. It's just very good
analog
design.
Envelopes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Because I find that really hard to get.
Yeah, really clicky.
Yeah.
Attacky stuff.
Mini Moogs are great for that. Sounds fucking brilliant, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a great sound. Shit, well, we can't save it, can we?
That's a great sound, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. It's just, just endless, isn't it, really? And it was great hearing you getting sounds out of it. It's just nice to hear it,
yeah, exactly. What a machine. Cool.